If you're pregnant or about to get pregnant or want to get pregnant someday, just know when people tell you have to do this or that, they're wrong. You have to do what's best for you, and you know in your gut and in your soul, you know what is best for you and for your baby. You do. I'm straightening my freaky hair. I'm sorry, but it hurts when it's up in a tight bun like this. Just gotta keep the tradition alive. This is crazy. This is way earlier than I thought. I can't believe this is happening right now. I was not expecting it to be this early. Yeah, last night I kept waking up to like painful Braxton Hicks, which I guess were contractions. I'm in a diaper straightening my hair. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
Straightening your hair?
Yeah. I am. I'm serious? Yes, I'm serious.
Diaper straightening your hair.
I'm wearing a diaper straightening my hair. This is insane. Eric's gonna throw up. Our doctor just called and was like, "Are you guys here?" And Eric was like, "No, she's straightening her hair." My doctor was like,
Pissed.
"Get to the hospital now. What are you talking about? Your baby's are breech. A foot's gonna pop out her vagina." So we're rushing to the hospital, and I'm starting to feel some contraction-y pain moments down there. So I'm hoping it's not his foot popping through. Maybe I'll see you when I have babies. Last night I was on TikTok and I saw this person, a nurse, talking about cord prolapse and how like dangerous it is and how traumatic it can be. And I knew that like my experience was very scary. I don't know, it just kind of like took my breath away. I was like, wait, what? How dangerous was it? Like I knew it was dangerous. I knew it was really scary. I don't know, I never really looked too much into it. I learned enough about it for what I needed to know. I knew that my water had broken with Wes. My doctor checked their heartbeats, baby's heartbeats, and was like, okay, their hearts are beating, they're good. We're gonna try to keep you in the hospital for as long as we can, being like a couple days. And then she went and checked and she was like, didn't even say it to me, she looked to the nurses and she said, cord prolapse, we gotta go now. And they ran. They're on the speakers of the hospital, whatever, they're like, code blue, code red, I don't know, remember what color it was, but there was a code something, and everyone was running and I was being pushed immediately. I didn't really get to say goodbye to Eric. Like scrubs were thrown at him, I was gone, we were running, we got to the room, it was chaos. They weren't ready for us at all to have a C-section. It was like, I mean, immediately they were like, get this kid out. Yeah, but that was scary because my water broke and it was so early. I was like, this is crazy. And I went in just naively thinking everything would be fine. My doctor was like,
Pissed.
Get to the hospital now. What are you talking about? Your baby's are breech. A foot's gonna pop out her vagina. I was also very freaked out because it was like, you know, I found out that I was giving birth and it was dangerous. And my doctor was like, his cord's coming out, we gotta go. So there was like 20 people in the room watching them do the C-section, and they were all hands on deck ready to grab a baby and go.
Yeah.
So it was full of people and they were frankly cussing at each other, where's this, where's that? Like screaming. So
wow,
when I went in my
really?
C-section room, it wasn't calm. It was like chaotic. Everyone was kind of yelling, running around because it was unexpected.
Right.
And it was twins and they knew they were gonna be preemies and they had to rush them up to the NICU. So it was chaos in there.
Yeah.
And in my head, the way everyone was acting, I was like, are my babies gonna live? Like I thought they were gonna die. So I knew it was obviously dangerous, and I knew that his cord was coming out, and I knew that meant like obviously there was danger. So after I had him, I later looked up just like what is cord prolapse, like because I didn't know much about it before because it's pretty rare. I just kind of looked up enough to learn that it was very dangerous. It could end in the worst case scenario for little Mr. Wesley. So I knew that, and I was like, I don't need to know more right now because it was a little too scary, and I was just happy to know he was okay. So I looked up last night more info on cord prolapse, and it scared me so much, and I realized how lucky I am that Wes is okay, and I bawled. I was bawling in bed, like so grateful that Wes is okay and how much worse that could have been. Just in case any of you don't know what a cord prolapse is, I didn't even really know what it was, I'm going to tell you. So an umbilical cord prolapse is when the baby's umbilical cord squeezes through the cervix and gets into the vagina canal before the baby can. And when this happens, the umbilical cord can be squeezed between the baby's body and my pelvic bone. So it cuts off the baby's blood supply, cuts off the baby's oxygen. It can do the worst case scenario to the baby. It can cause brain damage or worse. I'm not even gonna say it out loud. But it's extremely dangerous. Like, wait, what? How dangerous was it? And it is an emergency situation, and you have to get the babies out immediately when that happens. I know the situation could be much worse. Prolapse cord, which is what I had, cord prolapse, where his umbilical cord went into my cervix and was coming out of my vagina, essentially, is extremely dangerous. Wait, what? How dangerous was it? They had to get them out because it cut off oxygen, blood flow, everything to him. It could have been really, really, really bad.
And then they checked my cervix and saw that Wesley's umbilical cord was coming out the exit, which is bad. Very, very dangerous.
Like, wait, what? How dangerous was it?
And could do worst case scenario to our baby. So we immediately were whisked to a operating room where we had an emergency C-section, and out came babes.
They discovered that I had cord prolapse, which is extremely dangerous. Like, wait, what? How dangerous was it? And that's dangerous because every time you have a contraction, it can clamp it, and like then, you know, worst case scenario would happen. God. So they were like, we have to get him out now. And I mean, I'm 10 minutes, like 15 minutes, those babies were out of me. I'm so grateful my babies are okay. And that's what the crazy thing is, like when they came out, Maisie wasn't breathing, and Maisie was the one who was in really bad shape when she came out. And Wesley actually was great. Like he was, I mean, considering that he was born way too early. Between the two of them, Wesley was doing much better. So I feel like because of that, like my focus was so on, is my daughter okay? Because she was the one who was not okay when they were born, that I didn't realize or understand how close Wesley was to like the worst case scenario. Yeah, it just made me want to squeeze Wes a lot tighter today.